Hey there, beautiful people. It's your friend Jerry Tolliver here, CEO of Fly Credit, where we help you have better credit, better opportunities, and a better lifestyle. Welcome back to day 3 of 12 days of holiday deals. It's been some goodness we've been dropping here, and we're going to be here for 12 days dropping some business credit, personal credit, money saving, budgeting, debt payoff strategies, y'all. Goodness that's going to help you take it to the next level in 2022. See, here's the thing. I don't believe in slowing down around this time of the year. I believe in building momentum so that we can bring in the new year the right way. It doesn't matter if you want to repair your credit. It doesn't matter if you want to rebuild it to 800, 700. It doesn't matter if you want to go to get approved for your house, your car, lower your rates, whatever your goals are. We are here to talk about it during these 12 days of holiday deals. Now, not only will I be dropping some credit goodness on you, but I also got some special gifts for y'all because, I mean, come on now. What would 12 days of holiday deals really be without some presents, some gifts? And y'all should know I love giving gifts. I am like a gift master. I give the greatest gifts. And for the last 2 days, we've given some great gifts. We've given some discounts. We've given some bundles. And I've got another surprise in my box here for you today. Now, again, I don't know what I'll be giving you all today, but I know that it's going to be something very helpful, something very valuable, and something that's going to help you take it to the next level with your personal credit, your business credit, and beyond. I'm here for it. Now, today, actually, the last 2 days, we've been talking about how to get the most out of your credit. Yesterday, I talked to y'all about 10 ways to get the most out of your credit. Now, if you did not see that video, you can actually see that live on either, you can see it on our YouTube channel, you can see it on our Instagram channel, you can see it on our Facebook page. It's there and you can check it out. But I gave you 10 good things that you really need to know about your credit so that you can really take advantage of everything that credit has to offer. And then the day before that, we talked about, would you choose 850 or 100K? And we got some really impressive answers with that. Some very creative answers, actually, that I really appreciated. And so today, what I want to talk to y'all about is I want to give y'all a blueprint, if you will, a blueprint to really reaching excellent credit. Because yes, it is very important to have good credit, but some people are a little lost on where that begins. And so let's talk about that today, right? I want to give y'all 5 steps, the real blueprint on how to have good credit. Because here's the thing. I always say this, that building good credit is inevitable. It really is inevitable. And it really just takes some time. And this time that you're taking is all about building new financial behaviors. Now, 7 years ago, when I was struggling with my credit at 545 credit scores, I hated my life. I couldn't get approved for nothing, y'all. I couldn't get approved for credit cards. I couldn't get approved for loans. And I didn't really understand why. And I didn't understand why because I didn't understand credit. I didn't know the first thing about credit. I didn't know the first thing about how to keep it good or how to build it or anything like that. I was really in the dark about it. And in fact, most people tell you to never use it. Most people tell you to cut the cards up and forget about it. But I didn't do that. In fact, I got into a lot of credit card debt twice in my life. So you would have thought that I would have learned better, but that's because I didn't realize that some of my financial behaviors were contributing to my bad credit. So when I learned these 5 things, then everything in my credit changed. So the first thing that you all need to know if you really want to have 700, 800 credit scores is that you really do need to pay everything on time. Now, I get it. A lot of things that you do pay currently, like your cell phone bill, or even your rent, or your gas bill, water bill, a lot of those bills that you're paying, they don't really get reported to your personal credit report, which is sad. The only time it does is when you default on your payments and they go to collections, which is like so unfair, right? But either way, you have to pay everything on time, even if it's not reporting to your personal credit reports. So if you pay everything on time, I promise you, you will have some really good credit scores, because 35% of your credit score is based on your payment history. So how often you're paying your credit card bills or your loans late. So those student loans, those mortgage loans, those auto loans, those credit cards, everything that gets reported to your credit really needs to be paid on time. And being on time means you never want to pay anything 30 days or more late. So if your credit card is due on the 15th of June, you don't want to pay it on the 15th or 16th of July. In fact, you want to pay it a lot earlier than that so that the payment can be processed and we can report that good payment to your credit reports. But paying everything on time is crucial to having good credit scores. A lot of times people do come to us and they want us to help them repair their credit. And unfortunately, we're unable to do that for some people because they keep paying their bills late. And so if you keep paying your bills late and keep allowing things to go into collections or keep letting things go 30, 60, 90, 120 days out, you're really killing your credit. So you really don't want to do that. Pay everything on time. All right. Next thing you want to know is you want to keep your credit card utilization low. And when I mean low, I mean like 10% or below. Okay. You want to keep your credit utilization low. Now, for some people, this can be a little tricky, especially if you're using your business credit. Business credit can be a little tricky to keep utilization low because utilization does count into your business credit scores, by the way. But keeping your utilization low is very important, especially with your personal credit scores, because banks don't want to give money to people that are maxed out. I mean, think about it. If your best friend or your cousin or your uncle or anybody asks you for money tomorrow, let's say tomorrow they come to you and say, hey, friend, cuz I need $20. So not even 20, right? Some of y'all want thousands of dollars. So let's say, for instance, you want $1,000. You want to borrow, he wants to borrow $1,000. Now, if you know that your cousin has a history of not paying things back, we all got a cousin like that. If you know that your cousin is not good at paying things back, if you know that they ghost you and they start acting funny about money, then that's not a person that you can trust to give your money to. Now, if you just say, I'm gonna give it to you out of my good heart, and that's cool, that nothing wrong with that. But think about it from a bank's perspective. The whole point of a bank is to make money by lending money. So think about it from that perspective, okay? You don't want to apply for loans, or you don't want to apply for credit cards while your credit cards are maxed out, because it's really just not a good sign. It says that you are overextended. And when you're overextended, they don't want to give you money. Banks want to give money to people that don't need it. If we're being for real. I mean, they want to give money to people that don't actually need the money. So the people that have $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 credit card limits are people that have kept their utilization low for a very long period of time, and they've paid everything on time as well for an extended amount of time. All right. Now, the third thing you need to know is you don't want to apply for too much credit, especially too soon. Now, your credit age does play into 15% of your credit score, and utilization, as a matter of fact, counts as 30% of your credit score. That's a lot, right? So if you're maxing out your credit cards, y'all, you're murdering your credit score. I've been there. I've maxed out my credit cards, and you'll start to notice your score is going down. Happens every time. Every time somebody calls me, my score went down. I asked them, well, did you charge your credit cards recently? That's like the first thing I ask, because that's something that immediately affects your credit score. So keep your utilization low. I should mention that because it does count as 30% of your credit score. Now, if you're applying for a credit too much, especially too soon, then what's going to happen is, one, you're going to get a lot of inquiries, those good old inquiries that stay in your credit report for 2 years, right? Like when you go apply for that Chase or that Capital One or that Bank of America account and they check your credit, you get these inquiries on your credit report that says, well, Bank of America pulled my credit on this date, right? Now, the thing with inquiries is that they do lower your score just a little bit, and they expire after 2 years. The problem with them is that they look ugly, and it signifies that you're shopping around for credit. And sometimes that can signify to banks that, something might be going on there. So you don't want to apply for too much credit too soon. Generally speaking, I apply for credit sometimes every 6 months. I don't do it as often as I used to, about every 2 years at this point, because I have all of my dream credit cards, my wallet. So I don't really need to apply for any more credit cards. The only credit I really use at this point is business credit, because I run a business and it's a lot more beneficial. So yeah, don't apply for too much credit too soon. Because that can hurt your personal credit. And for a lot of you, especially if you're watching this as a business owner, your personal credit is an asset to you, something that you really do need and you should not ignore, because if you do, you are going to regret it later on down the line. So if you're not personally working on your personal credit right now, if you don't have at least 720, 740 and above, if you don't have established credit, then you need to get with us. We'll be more than happy to help you with that. But just don't apply for too much credit. Don't be just filling out applications all willy-nilly all the time, because it does have a negative impact on your credit score. And we just don't want that to happen, right? We don't want that to happen, because we want you to have some great credit. Next tip is you want to mix it up. Now, what I mean by this is having different types of credit on your credit profile. So for instance, right, there are only really 2 types of credit. You've got revolving credit and you've got installment credit, and then you've got charge cards. So I guess you could say 3, right? And lines of credit, but they all pretty much work the same kind of way, with the exception of the car loans and mortgage loans, right? These are loans. So they're calculated with interest a lot differently than credit cards and lines of credit. But if you mix it up and you have a mortgage and you have a paid off car loan and you're paying your student loans on time, and you have a few credit cards, 3, 4 credit cards that you've been managing and paying on time, not maxing out for the past 2 to 4 years, that's great. That's great credit history. So mix it up. Don't be afraid of credit cards. Don't be afraid of that. There are a lot of ways to actually take out micro loans that will report to your personal credit. So you can finance smaller purchases even sometimes. Would I recommend it? Not really. But if you're doing it strategically, why not, right? If you're like, I'm gonna purchase this and use a micro loan to purchase it, and it reports to my personal credit, then, and I have the money to pay it off right away, or you can put the money away to just automatically debit from that account to just pay it over time to give yourself some credit history. That's something that you could do too. But it's all about being strategic, not just doing it all willy-nilly, because that does have a negative impact on your credit. Okay. Now, last thing is that I want you all to do this, and please do this, because I actually made this mistake when I was building my credit. I talked about this yesterday, but keep your credit cards open. Keep them open as long as you possibly can. Now, this goes with an exception, okay? And those exceptions are cards that have annual fees. Now, I'm not a fan of cards that have annual fees, only if you have perks and rewards that are worth it, because I do have 2 cards that have some relatively hefty annual fees, but because of the way I use the cards, it's worth it for me. So like my American Express Platinum, I think it has like a $500 annual fee on it, but I don't really care, because I get thousands of dollars in cash back and points on those cards. So for me, it's like, it's worth it, because I use a card so much that I get a lot more than $500 of value out of the card. So when you understand credit, and you understand the value of certain cards, then you can make those decisions more wisely. But if you do have credit cards that have no annual fees, then I would say keep them open as long as you possibly can. Use them every now and then, put them in your money or your credit portfolio, age them out. And that will definitely help you build some really great credit. This is really the recipe to having great credit scores, y'all. So pay everything on time. Okay. Don't max out your credit cards, right? Don't apply for too much credit too soon. Mix up your credit and keep them going, right? Keep them open, keep them going strong. And you'll notice that your credit limits will start to go up. You'll notice that your interest rates will start to go down. You'll notice that you'll start to get approvals on everything. You'll notice that your confidence will get better, it'll get stronger, and you'll just have a different pep in your step when you have good credit, personal and business credit, in fact, because when you have good credit, there are so many opportunities that are out here. I mean, banks are just throwing money at you at that point because they really do want to do business with you. So don't be mistaken, my friends. If you have good credit, you can unlock a completely different lifestyle. We've used credit to make smart investments. We've taken $1,000 of free cash back money and invested it and made over 10,000. Actually, we're already over $10,000 in just this one little investment. We took a little seed money of $1,000 of free cash back because I already spent money on the car, and I made some really smart investments, and I made 10 grand back from free money. So don't sleep on credit, and don't let nobody tell you that credit isn't important. Don't let nobody tell you that credit doesn't matter. It does matter. You need it for insurance. You need it for some jobs. You need it for a mortgage. You need to finance a car. You need it to get a business loan. You need it to get a credit card. You need it. You absolutely need it. So I'm here to tell you today that if you do these 5 things, you will have the complete recipe for excellent and perfect, I'm talking rejection-free credit, okay? So follow those steps and you will win. I got you. Now that you know the recipe for excellent credit, let's give out some gifts today. You ready? Is ready to see what is in the box. Now, while we are discovering what's in my box today, what I want you all to do is in the chat, I want you to let me know in the chat below, what one of these 5 things do you think that you could probably do better to get you that much closer to having the credit score of your dreams? And in fact, drop the credit score of your dreams in the chat. Okay. Let me know, what is your dream credit score? Put it in the chat. And what could you do better? Just out of these 5 things, what could you do better to make sure that you get there? All right. Y'all ready? All right, here we go. Oh, snappity snap. All right, y'all, here we go. So we've been talking about how to get some good credit, right? We talked about we need to get you some good credit. Now, in order for you to get some good credit, you're going to have to either repair your damaged credit, and you're going to have to rebuild it after you repair it. Now, I understand that repairing and rebuilding credit is a process. It is a very time-consuming process. And for some people, it can be daunting. It could be scary. It could be very intimidating. But here's what I'm going to do for you today. You're going to love this. Now, I want you to have great credit. I want you to have the recipe of having great credit. Now, I'm going to give you a way to do that. So that dream credit score that you dropped in the chat, I'm going to help you discover how to get that. And I'm going to help you discover how to get it. And I'm going to give you the entire blueprint on how to repair your credit. And I'm going to show you the entire blueprint on how to get 850 credit scores guaranteed. I'm going to show you everything that you need to know about repairing and rebuilding your credit, because I am going to give you access to my How to Repair Your Credit course and my 850 blueprint course. Okay. So if you've been looking at how to repair your credit, you're like, I want to know how to repair my credit. I got you. I'm going to give you access to the How to Repair Your Credit course. And once you buy the How to Repair Your Credit course, you're going to get the A50 blueprint as a bonus. So it's a 2-for-1. Okay. Once you buy the How to Repair Your Credit course, you're going to get a 2-for-1. So you buy it, and then you're going to get instant access to A50 blueprint so that you can get the entire formula and you can put together all of the pieces to build excellent, perfect, I'm talking great credit that you're so proud of, that you're like, oh my God, my credit is so good. So that's how it's going to be. Okay. Once you get access to the course. So How to Repair Your Credit is going to show you everything that you need to know about repairing your credit, how to dispute negative accounts in your credit reports, from collections to repairing student loans to disputing bankruptcies, charged off accounts. Going to give you the entire blueprint. And then A50 blueprint is going to show you the formula of getting A50 credit scores. I mentioned you don't necessarily need A50 credit scores, but that course is going to teach you how in the event that you're an overachiever like me. We're winners here. And so I want to help you win. So all you got to do is, if you want to take advantage of this deal, it's for today only, for day 3 of 12 days of holiday deals. All you got to do is, if you're watching this live on our website, just click the button below. If you're watching this on Instagram or YouTube, click the bio or the description, and it'll be there so that you could take advantage of this 2-for-1 deal. Don't sleep on it. That course has been able to change people's lives. I'm talking tremendously. People have been able to delete negative accounts from their credit reports. They've been able to see their scores raised. They've been getting approved for credit cards, some of the best elite credit cards in the marketplace. And we've got the stories on our website to back it up. All right. We've got a community of movers and shakers, winners that are making it happen. And I look forward to seeing you in there as well. Now, if you got some good information from day 3 of 12 days of holiday deals, what I want to invite you to do is share this video with your family and friends, because we want to see everybody around us win, right? We all want to enter 2022 with a bang. And so share the video, like and subscribe on YouTube, and I will see y'all tomorrow for day 4. Bye, y'all.